If you're like everybody else in the world right now, your days and nights are dominated by one thing, mostly, and that's worry. Worry about the future, worry about the present, worried about the mistakes of your past that have led to a present that doesn't seem to be leading to a very great future. But mostly just looking at the events of the world and what's shown to us and what's reported to us that forces us automatically to live a life filled with worry and with fear. You know, I just saw, before I hit record on this video, I saw a notification come through on my phone talking about how housing prices are about to drop on average about 30% nationwide over the course of the very near future. And that's just one thing to worry about. I don't own a home, so it's not one of my worries, but I know a lot of people are in a situation where they're looking at what they've done their entire lives financially and trying to build a future, trying to build a retirement, and then watching all of their, or a lot of their 401k disappear, watching their home value drop. And of course, we've always been taught that the best investment you could make is in your home, is in, you know, real estate. We've been taught a lot of things that, as it turns out, when the system decided to crunch down on us, which it now has, we've been taught a lot of things that simply no longer hold true. And so I know that you, as I, am probably dominated by a lot of your thoughts, by worry. And I have an exercise I want you to do tonight that's going to help with that. I promise you it's going to help with that. I want you to take the one thing that you worry about the most, or that you fear the most, the one thing that dominates your thoughts from the time you wake up until the time you're trying to fall asleep at night, the thought that keeps you awake at night, the thought that keeps you away from fully surrendering to God and serving Him the way He's calling you to do. We all have that one thing. In my life, I have one right now too. It's not really a worry, but it's just something, man, I don't want to screw up. And I'm afraid I'm going to. And so the exercise I have for you tonight is simple. I want you to take 1 hour of your night before you go to bed. Find a quiet place, all alone, away from your spouse, away from your kids, away from the television, away from everything. And I want you to just stop and talk to your Father. Talk in a real way, as though you would talk to someone else that's right in the room, because He is there with you. Talk to Him from your heart about what you're actually feeling. Instead of worrying about it, tell Him why you're worried about it. Tell Him why you need it solved so badly. You see, Jesus said that the Father will give the best gifts to His children, more than we could ever even imagine. He said, if you, being evil, give good gifts to your children, how much more so your Father, who is perfect in heaven, will give to you, to those whose heart is after Him and chases Him and truly loves Him. And talk to Him about the stuff that you wouldn't necessarily even say out loud to anybody else. Dig deep in your spirit about what's actually going on inside of you with your worries, with your fears, and hand them over to Him completely. Just be like, I think of it like a 3-year-old, and say it's Christmas time and you got your 3-year-old this really cool truck, or if it's a girl, a really cool doll, and they just love it. And then they screw up and they broke the truck or they broke the doll, and they hand it to you and they say, can you please just fix this, Daddy? Can you fix this? And we might look at it and be like, ain't no way we can fix it. Well, we're not God. He is. He is. And so come to him as a child with your fears, with your worries, and hand him the broken truck, hand him the broken doll, and say, Daddy, Father, can you please fix this for me? I can't do this anymore on my own. We have to leave our own understanding of the way the world works. We have to leave our own understanding of being able to solve our own problems anymore. They're too complex now. And the world, the systems of the world run by Lucifer have done that on purpose to try to destroy our hope and destroy our morale. And unfortunately, on a large scale, it has worked. And if I didn't know my God, I tell you, I would have given up. I would have given up on my goals and the things that I was trying to accomplish. I would have given up years ago. But especially just this last April, I would have given up. But what happened when I really gave him the problems I had at that time, not only did he solve them for me perfectly, but in solving them, he brought me into a better submission to him, wherein then he showed me, here's how to serve me. Here's how to actually serve me, Travis. And when you serve me, I'll never forsake you, ever. And the faith that I need to have for what he is trying to perform in my life right now is gargantuan. It is a gargantuan faith that I don't feel I have. And he keeps telling me, no, Travis, it's not. You just need to have that faith of a mustard seed, the tiniest little faith. But to me, it feels gargantuan. And for the last month, it has played on my mind every hour of every day that I'm going to do something wrong or displeasing to him, and that the promises that he's made to me, that he's shown me in the last month that he wants to do in my life. It's been the cry of my heart my entire life, and he's fulfilling it right now. All it takes is my faith in him to do it. To say, and by faith, like I always say, all faith means is believing God will do exactly what he says he will do. Why that's so difficult for me, I don't know. But I know if it's difficult for me, it's also difficult for you. Faith is a tricky thing. It is. But we need to get there together. And so tonight, I'm going to pray for you, not on this video, but once I'm done recording, I'm going to pray for you to have the faith to give the Father your real worries, your real problems, the thing that plays on your mind more than anything else in this world, to hand it to him, and that he will solve it for you completely in a way that will blindside you and that you cannot even expect. And that you'll have the strength and courage to let go of the control of it yourself so that he can do that. And simultaneously, I want to ask you to do the same for me and pray that I can have that same faith to let go of the control over the situation, and realize he's going to perform what he's going to perform, because it has been promised. And he's promising the same thing tonight to you.